All right, welcome back to the TNEC cast, episode 30. We have hit 30. Oh my God. Father Time, we're creaking now. We're creaking. Oddly enough, we were talking about that during prep for the show. But thank you everybody for tuning in. Like always, the little housekeeping, like, comment, subscribe. We see more people have been commenting. We're trying to do like we talked about last week. We're doing better about making sure we're interacting with the comments. So thank you for people. Everybody's been tuning in and dropping comments, whether it just be hey, great show or asking questions. We love that. So thank you for that. But again, man, episode 30, man, we still rocking and rolling. We're here in pumpkin spice season. I love that
My
stuff.
least favorite season.
Yeah, I mean, look, football and pumpkins. That's what I love. But Kay, how are you feeling, brother?
Man, I'm chilling. I'm chilling. And I think I said this last episode. We probably got 15 hours worth of content.
Easily, easily.
15 hours. So if you guys missed the gym, go back, watch it. I want you guys to hit us up. Like, tell us what's your favorite episode, or if you have a guest that you want to bring on, let us know. We'll hit them up and we'll see if we can make something work. Especially if they have a story. But today we're going to talk about how you respond, more specifically to adversity. Or if you fumble the ball yourself. So Isaac, go ahead and lead the charge, brother.
Oh, so it's funny because I actually, I texted Kay this morning because usually what we do if we have a good topic, sometimes during the week, it's literally just like a one line text topic.
Mm-hmm.
So that way we don't forget. And so today was my first day back. So I'm doing, I did my cardio this morning, loved it. Then I'm going to hit the gym, and so that really goes into this. How do you respond to adversity? So, I was sick for a while and, I had to rest, allow myself to get right. Now, I could have ate myself into oblivion. I could have said, you know what, I'm going to rush this. I'm going to go back to lifting and working out and cardio before I said I was. There's a lot of things that I could have done that would have set me back, hindered me, and things like that. So my response to it was to rest. Now I've rested. I feel great. I was able to do this cardio, no coughing, no issues at all, other than I'm a little bit sore, but that was expected. But that's the key, is how do you respond? Bad things are going to happen in life, period. I don't care how you look at it. You always are going to have something bad happen. It's not so much what happens, it's how you respond to it. One of those things. So, for example, I had people, I miss workouts. Okay, well, how do you respond to it? Did you get right back on plan, or did wallow in self pity and say, "Oh, I'm the worst and I can't do this," and then you skip the next workout, the next workout, the next workout? Same thing with your nutrition. We're all human. There's going to be a time where you have, a little extra, you have, that candy bar or that triple cheeseburger from Five Guys.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You have that, but now the thing is, so how do you respond? Do you go have another one the next day, or do you say, okay, now I'm right back on plan? You know what I mean? And that's one of that's why it's so important to understand how you respond to things, because if your response to negative is more negative, you are just going to end up seeing more negative things, and you're going to just roll down that hill, and then something that could have been deaded in a day now is a 2-3 week problem that you got to fix, because now you just went out and ate for the last 3 weeks, threw away the nutrition plan, kind of said I'm gonna do some of the workouts, and now whether it was 6 weeks, 6 months, you almost threw away all that work. That's why your response is so important. Somebody's being negative towards you, it's about your response. Now, you always are supposed to defend yourself, but if somebody doesn't put you in a position that you need to defend yourself, silence is always the best response. You don't need to respond. Don't respond to it. There's chatter. There's people saying this. Don't respond to it. There's a point in time, and I'm gonna pass it to Kay. There was a point in time in my life where all I did was respond. That was it, and it wasn't a good point in my life. You know what I'm saying? I was treading very thin. In terms of certain things, and as I matured, I learned I I can't control how I feel per se, but I can control how I react. So if somebody says something that angers me, I can't necessarily control that I felt the anger, but I can control how I respond. I can control whether I go to social media and tell everybody how mad I am. I can control myself whether I need to fit, if I need to physically get involved. I can control that. Now, once I've responded, that's out there, regardless of how it is. But I control that. That's up to me. That's not up to the person or the people or the situation. That is literally up to me. So that's why how you respond is so important, because it's one of the few things in this world that you truly can control. Because you can't say somebody made you hit them. You made a conscious decision. Now, granted, defending yourself is kind of, but that you made a conscious decision. Well, that person made me need to go on and type and tell them how bad they are. No, you had a situation and you decided you wanted to tell the world about it. That was your choice, your response. That's why it is so important about how you respond. I don't know if Kay is going to touch on it, but I will say this real quick. And if he wants to, more have to. But also, you need to realize success and good things. How do you respond? So we just keep that in mind as we go through. But Kay, he got the evil smile on.
Oh man. All right, so transparency time. Right now, I'm looking at my trophies, right? And I got the championship ring up there as well. And you, man. All right, so this past off season, what is that? Early this year, basically, whatever. I thought I was untouchable. I was like 26-inch waist, probably like 50-inch shoulders. Ain't nobody going to beat that package. No one's going to beat that package. Not losing from the back. No one's going to beat that package, right? I responded to me winning the Texas Cup is like, ain't nobody going to touch me, dog. Drug tested, undrug tested, doesn't matter. Your mother, yo, ain't nobody touching this. Which, in my opinion, like, I needed to lose. I needed to be like, hey, bro, you touchable still. You needed to get knocked the fuck out. It's kind of like Rocky, right? Whenever you got the little bit of fame, you got the photo shoots looking all pretty, and you got knocked the fuck out.
Clover Lang.
Come on, dog. So that's kind of how I responded to success. And that was a crazy thing. And this is why I feel like it's very important that I recognize that early. And I have people like you, my dad, Kyle, my wife, where it's just like they can recognize that and be like, hey, man, you remember? They can hold me accountable. Hey, bro, you remember the mission? You very touchable. It was funny. My wife, oh, man, it got me heated. And I was like, fuck, I'm going to use that. I'm going to use that shit all year. So it was after I lost. Well, I got second place at the show champions, right? And I was prepping for North American, so it was about 10-day difference, whatever. And it was like 3 days out, and I was like, bro, this is the look. This is it. She looked me dead in the face. She was like, you said that last time. But I did say that last time. And I was like, Roger that. Roger fucking that. And that's just another like, hey, dog, you ain't got it like that. You are never finished. Period. Like, just a little inkling of success, bro. You gonna act like this? Get your life together. You have to have that internal conversation with yourself saying, it ain't never over, bro. You're gonna have to go harder. That's the thing with success. You get just a little bit. You get one promotion. You get a pay increase 30 cents. And you think head, huge, ego, out of control. Out of control. And throwing it back to the negative side of things, stoicism, 101, right there. You don't control what happens to you, but you control everything like comes out your mouth, every action you do. But you also have to be mature enough to have ownership of those things. This, oh no, he hit me, he forced me to. I had no choice. Yes, you did. Me and my wife was at Cheesecake Factory yesterday, and we were just talking about like negative feelings and how do well, feelings. She's going to school for psychology, right? And I'm just a knuckle dragger.
Yeah.
And she's like, yeah, she's like, but feeling your feelings are good. I'm like, yeah, roger that. However, you get to choose which feelings to give ammo. They're both beasts. You just choose which one to feed.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're going through a negative part of your life, your trials and tribulations, you get knocked to the canvas. You get to choose your actions after that. You get to choose your thoughts after that. Period. End of discussion. Like, this is your domain up there, bro. These right here, what you do with these hands, these are yours. You have to be very mindful of that. And you got to also hold your other people accountable in your circle.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Because that's the most important thing. Like, without Isaac, bro, shit. 24 years old. Mm-hmm. I got a big bro right here to be like, hey, man, watch out. I was there before.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And this is exactly what happened. This is, all right, cool, roger that, bro. But yeah, I'm getting off my soapbox. My bad.
So you touched on something. Anybody can be touched. So whether you're an athlete, in your line of work, whatever, especially as you're younger, but it doesn't really matter. We're always going to have this. I shouldn't say always. More than likely, when you start to have some kind of success, you're always going to have that, almost feel like that air of invincibility, that untouchable. Like at work, your last 5 projects all were home runs out the park. The CEO called in and said, man, what are you on? We need more of you. I wish I could hire 10 more of you. Da, 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 da. But now, I always like to use sports analogies. Michael Jordan lost in his prime. Don't think just because he's 6-0 record in the finals, he didn't lose in his prime. Kobe lost in his prime. LeBron lost in his prime. Mike Tyson lost in his prime. What I'm saying is anybody can be touched. Now, not everybody responds the same way. Mike Tyson, who I actually really am fond of, what was his career after that loss to Buster Douglas? Yeah. He made a lot of money, but would you really say that was a Hall of Fame career? His Hall of Fame career really came before the Buster Douglas fight. And I don't need, boxing aficionados to make arguments. I'm a Mike fan. But what I'm saying is, when Michael Jordan couldn't get past the Celtics, couldn't get past the Pistons, how did he respond? He worked hard enough till he was the one that everybody was chasing. Same thing with Kobe. Kobe was, when he got drafted, one of the first to ever get drafted out of high school as that started to happen. He was drafted Kevin Garnett. He was just struggling to get playing time. People forget about that. He didn't just jump right on the court. LeBron, when he first came into the league, he had the shoulder, So what I'm saying is it's about how they responded. Look at if you look at the story, let's talk business. You look at the story of Apple, you look at the story of Amazon. There's a lot of these huge companies that their first few years, it was iffy. Apple went bankrupt. Yes, Apple went bankrupt. How did they respond? They brought back Steve Jobs, fixed some things, boom, blasted to the moon. That's the thing, with how you respond. Success. Kay was talking about it, had success. I don't even want to necessarily say that it let his head get big, but it was the confidence, because number one, true confidence comes from hard work. So he didn't slack or anything like that, but it's that situation where it's like you feel untouchable. And when you feel untouchable, are you able to stay as focused when you were chasing everybody?
Bingo.
And what you got to understand, when you get to the top level, this is of anything, sports, like whatever, when you get to those top levels, the margin of error shrinks. So if you lose focus for 1 second, because you got to remember, if you're at the top of the hill, you looking out and seeing everything, all those people down, wherever level they are, they're looking up solely, singularly focused on you because you are where they want to be. So they're not thinking about anything else. They're not thinking about other people on the mountain. I got to get to there. So how you respond to success, you know what I mean? They say when people get money, and we'll talk about lots of money, life-changing money, it doesn't change them. It just shows you who they are. So a generous person gets money, will be really generous. A stingy person will be even more stingy. An asshole will be an even bigger asshole. And so forth and so on. So it's not that it's changing people, it's, it's bringing it out. So again, it's how do you respond? And that's really the one, like I said, and the most important part of that is, and how do you respond is understanding that you control that. There are very few things in this world that we actually truly control. That is one of them. Take care of that. That's precious. You see what I'm saying? Because if you get success, right? I mean, I've been guilty of that. I remember when I went to the AAU Nationals, I got third in long jump. I'm sitting there thinking, oh man, I'm going to the Olympics, da 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 da. I regressed for a little bit because I just thought I'm just gonna keep getting better. I'm 15. I regressed, and then I kind of saw myself going backwards, and that was when I responded. Not at first, but it was after. You know what I'm saying? I remember, actually throwback to a year ago, a year and 1 day ago, pro debut. Did 2 shows in 1 day, got a second and a fifth. You know what I mean? I'm sitting there, oh man, I did 2 shows in 1 day. So when I'm back to, I still haven't, like, my best finish since then has been, I got a couple thirds. I thought it was just going to go, you know what I mean? So how did I respond? You see what I'm saying? My response obviously wasn't the correct one. Guess what? That's okay. Because I'm going to find the right response. Yeah. I control that. You see what I'm saying? Just like, hey, he learned my focus needs to be different. I thought my focus was where it needs to be. I need to raise it to here. And demanding, not expecting, not asking, but demanding greatness from yourself, there's nothing wrong with that. Stop letting people in the outside world tell you, because my response is always going to be, I got to work harder. If I did not win, I'm not going to blame it on the judges. I'm not going to say, oh, well, he's doing it. He knows this, but I'm not going to blame anything other than I need to work harder. That means that there is a level that I can go down to that I did not discover yet. And I keep it very simple, because work harder means what? Be a little bit more focused, spend a little more time doing cardio, be more strict minded. It means a lot of different things, but at the end of the day, it boils down to work harder. I think for K, it's be more focused. You know what I'm saying? And nothing is wrong with either, because they're correctable actions. You can, if you know you have another level, because I know I will keep reaching and I will keep digging. Sometimes you got to dig, sometimes you got to reach. I'm going to keep doing both. For K, it's like, okay, I thought I was laser focused. I guess it's time to buy a smaller laser. Yep. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's the way you got to look at it. You can't look at adversity or a problem as such a bad thing. You need that. Just K said it. I needed that L. It forced him to refocus, because there's a lot of people. Again, Michael Jordan became a bad man after he took a bunch of L's.
Yeah.
So much to the point that people forget about those L's that he took early on. Those things are almost erased from history. I'm not trying to be funny when I say that, because he became such a bad man. All people think about is that 6-0 in the finals. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? And that's how you kind of want to be in life. If you get fired from a job, right? And then, a competitor or somebody, comes along and hires you. You want to be the one, I hate to say it like this, but you want to be the one to put that competitor out of business. You got the last deal that put the nail in their coffin, and then they're like, damn, we let that guy go. The revenge game. Tom Brady's getting ready to have a revenge game.
Yep.
You don't think that Jordan's going to get close to 500 yards up there in Foxborough? You see what I'm saying? But what I'm saying, that's why how you respond is so important. You know what I mean? Because you see, and this is exactly how we wanted this topic to go. You can go so many different ways with it, but at the end of the day, it boils down to something simple. How did you respond? So Kay says to me, man, I got X place. Okay, what are you going to do now?
Yep.
Because that's basically saying, how are you going to respond? That's the big thing. Same thing. I just won everything. Okay, what are you going to do now? How are you going to win it again? And that's not to say don't enjoy your success and enjoy these different things, but whether you win or whether you lose, how are you going to respond to that? You think, we use Phil Heath and Ronnie Coleman from our sport. When they won Olympia #1, I'm sure the goal was to get to 6 and 7, but or beyond, but it was like, it was each one. They had to change, they had to do something else because they had somebody nipping at their heels. Phil had Kai Green, Ronnie Coleman had Jay Cutler, so it's like, how can I stay ahead of that guy? Because if now I'm going to use the two things and bring it together. If you lose focus or if you are not working harder, that guy that hasn't tasted that success yet, that guy or gal that has not tasted the success yet, trust me, they ain't stopping until they get it.
Yep.
Because they see, because one of the toughest things is to watch somebody get what you thought you were going to get. You don't know, like, I'm telling you, the first time, like, my first show of this season, when I did not, because I never experienced it, when I did not get called out for the top 5, but again, about response, I was mad. I wanted to knock the trophy, all these different things. I'm like, ugh. Stay my ass right there at the bottom of the stairs and congratulated every single, and that's a lot of those guys are my friends, so some of them I hugged, congratulate every person that got out that stage, but I watched it. I watched them get their awards. Every single time I just sit there and watch it because I keep telling myself I don't want to feel like this. Yeah. I hate feeling like this. I watch it, but how do I respond? It's not taking to social media, getting angry. It's not, shit's not, I don't vent any anger outside of, I'm like mad at myself or whatever. I mean, emotions are natural. But what I'm saying, this ain't to be said, be like Isaac or anything like that. I'm just being transparent, telling you how I feel and how I deal with it. You see what I'm saying? Because I can only speak for myself at the end of the day. And I keep telling myself, and it's the same thing I tell our team, you remember that feeling because you need to keep working so you never feel that feeling again. That's one of my big driving factors when I'm lifting the weights, when I'm running, when I'm doing all these different things. I think about that. I mean, I think about it because it makes me want to throw up. I hate that because while I'm happy for my boys. So in all of my competitions this year that I did not win, the only one I can't say that I'm not friends with is Greg Jennings. We kind of, know each other a little bit. I can't say that's my friend. I can't text him like I can text all these other guys. So I'm happy for my guys. Shout out to McCaddy, Mario, and Laz. I'm happy for my guys. Oh, and Tibbs, I'm happy for them. You know what I'm saying? But it still stings because I want it to be me. I'm not jealous of them. I'm not going to not support them. I'm not going to not, like, because all those guys, they come on, man, this dude stays with us regardless. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm that kind of person. But it still burns me up. And if the shoe was on the other foot, I know they'd be saying the same damn thing. I want to clip Isaac. Yep. That's my man. I don't care. We won't dap it up, but I want to be there. So now I'm in this position of I got to get there, and I'm gonna get there. I'm not doubting myself or anything like that. But that's what the response is. I know I kind of went off on a tangent. Whatever. I'm not gonna apologize for it, but that's what it's about. That's why the response is so critical. You boil it down to something simple. Focus more. But then a lot more goes into it because, like, if we're talking about focus, what distractions do you need to eliminate?
Bingo.
What sacrifices do you need to make that you didn't already make? Because you got to probably make something more. You know what I mean? What changes do you need to make? Period. You got to look hard. You got to look hard because sometimes hard choices need to be made. You see what I'm saying? And just like on the other side, hard work. Okay, what can I do to work harder? Is it the plan? Is it my effort? Am I not giving it enough time? You have to have these conversations with yourself and with your trusted circle. Do not go to social media. Social media can't help you. I be trying to tell y'all this stuff. But anyway, you know what I mean? Have these conversations so that way when you respond, you're responding in a manner that will get you what you are looking for. And the last thing I'll say before I drop it back to Kay, do not rush it. Just because you made the change today doesn't mean you're going to see the result tomorrow. You need to give it time. If it matters, if it's something that you really want, I'm not expecting my pro win tomorrow. Granted, I'm not doing the show tomorrow, but I'm not expecting it tomorrow. The work starts, actually, literally, the work starts today. Back in the gym, did the cardio. The work starts, but you cannot rush it. Don't think you become a champion overnight. You don't. There were hours, days, weeks, months, years before that happened. and a lot of responses to success and a lot of response to adversity before you get to the top of that hill. So speaking of the top of the hill, Mr. Texas Cup champion, what do you have to
Nah,
add?
bro. So I was using that bag for like the overall bag for a gym bag, but I stopped using that shit after I lost. It's back here holding like tools and shit. All right, so I want to touch on two things before we close out. This was painful, right? And I don't think I told you this because this hurts. So this is Steve Weinberger, the head judge for basically any big competition. He was the head judge for North Americans, right? And it was after night show. They separated the top five. I wasn't in the top five, so everyone just did their individual, like just strike a pose and you off stage and whatever, right? And whenever I went out there, Steve was like this. I looked that man dead in his face. He didn't give me the time of day. He didn't care. That hurt. That truly and honestly killed me. But you have two options here. You can go cry about it, or you can be like, you gonna feel me. You gonna know who I am. It might not be this year. It might not be next year. But I trust in my ability to move as relentless as possible to whatever end goal it is. But you're going to feel me, my guy. And I chose that one. Because there's no glory in sulking and being like, oh no, he was on his phone. You were nothing noteworthy, Coop. Get back to work. And it kind of ties right back into this. Is like you have to stay vigilant in your own mind. Stay vigilant. When you have those slight, just little bumps in the road, you have an opportunity to be weak, you have to stay vigilant. Like, no, I will not do that. 24 hours. Every day. 365. Be conscious of what's going on in your head, G. Because, once again, like I said before, you're going to feed the wrong beast. You're going to feed the wrong beast. But that's all I got, big dog.
I'm just going to add, I guess I'll do the official closeout, but I just want to add, one, I'm glad you shared that, because people, if you're not in our sport, one of the big things that we need to do is that we need to look, well, usually 9 times out of 10, we got to look down at the judges, smile, and all that kind of stuff. And granted, at this point, you're not being judged anymore. You still want somebody to look at you so you can get the good feedback. And, somebody like, Steve Weinberg, that's a huge person to get feedback from, and to have him not give a shit about you, that's like a wake-up call. It's really a wake-up call to say, okay, I really thought I was great. I might not be where I want to be, where I think I am just yet. It's not necessarily as much as it hurts, because that hurt me hearing you say it. How to get back to work. That just told you, because now, while you're not trying to give him too much power, what do I got to do to make that man look up from off that phone? How you gonna make people pay attention to you? Hard work and focus, baby. Real simple. But yeah, another great one. Getting some of this stuff off my chest, hearing some of the things that Case, I know that got me just reinvigorated. I've already been having, thank God, I've already been having a great day, and then this just really, got me going. So I hope that does it for at least one other person. There's some topics that we touched on, man. I would love to get some comments, some feedback. Like I said, we're going to do our best to be more interactive in the comment section, but also we won't bring some of these comments to the content. That's the best way to put it. We won't bring some of these comments to the content. But yeah, like always, comment, subscribe, please keep tuning in. We have so much more, coming, we have a few more shows, changing that 10 to an 11 very, very soon. Can't wait for that. Hopefully 10-9, but definitely 10-16. I know 10-16. We big time. So we got some special things coming for the TNEC cast. You know what I mean? There may not be a divider really soon. Things like that.
Okay.
So yeah, so we got some things coming, but yeah, again, thank you. I know they said a bunch of times, but thank you everybody for tuning in. Hope this was like good for your cardio or anything like that, or during your workout. And we will see you guys, next week, and enjoy.